Hey, Mike, I wanted to take some time here to show you some of the design modifications I had made and how that's coming together on Minky's chamber. First off, on the thermal ports coming through, I instead of four holes here with four PIM studs coming through because the one's closest over here to the wall ran into interference, I just switched it to one down the middle, which between this and the connections on the backside, that'll be plenty as far as holding that in position. Um, so I did that. I was able to bring, because of going to the single hole, I was able to bring the cover plate that we're going to make is if the thermal port's not used, the cover plates go over here. I was able to narrow it up and bring these holes in as well. So there's just a lot more clearance here where the wall of the chamber is, and I can send you another video at a different time just showing how this actually fits within the chamber and what those clearances look like. Bib rack is the same as the Randy's chamber, except that this lower edge has been brought down a little bit so that you have clearance on the bottom side for the bottom side of the CC4, CC5 bib interface. I don't have a board plugged in down there at that point, but I can do that as well and just show you. Well, we got a CC3 board in here now, so it doesn't matter. But this piece right here and the guide rails and these components to help the bib go in, those are all consistent to the CC4, CC5, as well as this mounting bracket. The only thing that changed is these cross braces. They're narrower to hold the CC3 board. So this entire bib rack assembly, whether it's CC4, CC5, or CC3, is going to be the same except for this part right here and where the hole locations are on the backplane wall. On the driver's side, I had to go with the driver rack assembly that we used for the Novtech because of how narrow the board is and how that fits in the opening of the slot area. So I use that. I shortened the whole thing by 0.483 inches, and I'll show you why. I was looking more at the Raspberry Pi, and on the Raspberry Pi, you've got three components coming up off the top here. These two is a double. There's a USB here, USB here, USB here, USB here, and then some sort of looks like a Cat5 connection on this one. And so one of the things I wanted to make sure was that you could plug those in easily and not have a really bad bend radius that you're working with. And it was pretty close before, but what we have set up now with shrinking the whole rack is you've got direct access here with the USB plugs. So USBs will plug directly in there. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about a bend radius within this wall. The other thing I did is I modified these guide rails, similar to what y'all had done. Now I did it on both ends so that this rail can be flipped around and used on either side. So you'll see that I've got that on both sides because on this side it's flipped this way. On the other side, it'll just be flipped around the other way. That just keeps us from having to have a right guide rail and a left guide rail. But what you'll see is when the driver's slid in here and fully seated, there's the edge of your Raspberry Pi connection, and there's the edge of your guide rail. So there's a good little clearance there. But, I mean, I think that's plenty of rail to slide along for that board. So that's where we're at. Everything else is fitting together nicely. I need my next step is just kind of looking at the insulation and stuff like that. But I think, and I just I'll go through and kind of double check this over this afternoon, maybe the next couple of days. Just make sure that everything is clear on these racks and start spitting out some drawings to you for those.